Hey guys, Dr. Eric. Want to talk to you about a common exercise you may have seen before called clams, right? But it's always good to just break down, even if it's common, talk about where you should be feeling it and what it should look like, okay? So this is clams or sideline clams. So I'm going to lay on my side. Now, let's just start with the initial setup. So initial setup is I want my nice neutral spine, okay? So I don't want to be here for my setup because that puts my spine at a curve. So I can be here or I can be here. I'm just resting my head here, right? Now, initially, I generally want my feet, my hips, and my shoulder all in a line, okay? That can change later and we'll explain why. But what I'm going to do is lift my knees apart from each other. So my top leg comes up and I'm relaxing down. Now, what I should be feeling is right behind my hip bone, so kind of where your pocket would be, just behind right there, there's a hip bone. Your glute muscle just behind it is should be what's pulling up and squeezing it, okay? So I should be feeling, let's say 80-90% right here in this glute muscle, squeezing and pulling up that knee, right? So in my head, I imagine this is like the crane that's pulling the knee up. So it's pulling the knee up. That's what's initiating the motion. If I'm feeling like in my IT band or hamstring or maybe lower glutes, somewhere, anywhere but right here, then I want to make sure to move my feet around. So I can adjust my feet forward, I can adjust my feet backwards a little bit, or I can adjust them down and try the same exact motion, but I want to make sure this is what's initiating it, okay? And that can be different for every person, right? The only thing we want to talk about other than that is making sure you're kind of sucking the core in, bracing as we're doing this, because we don't want to have a loose core while we're training our glutes to get stronger. Now, once we've mastered the basics of that setup, we can start to add different levels of resistance bands, right? This is what's going to make the exercise more difficult, okay? I really like clams as a starter exercise, even as part of maybe like a warm up for squat day or something like that, because it isolates right, left side. It really gets that glute firing well before you might go do a different activity. So what I'm going to do is take a band, put it just above my knees, same exact setup, suck in my core, squeezing this hip. So now this adds resistance, making this more difficult, right? So I can add more bands, I could add a thicker band, anything like that if I want to increase the difficulty. In general, I say do 1 minute, or if you're a counter, that's going to be around 20 to 30 reps, okay? So it's squeeze and control back down. Squeeze, not fall back down, okay? So squeeze and control. So that's sideline clams. Enjoy.